2004 Nissan Maxima with a 3.5 engine size. Now, as you guys can see, this was actually on an accident, and this is actually the part that was hit on the top right here towards the middle going up. It was the part that it was actually damaged, so we're gonna be replacing that one with the one over there. I actually got that one from a salvage yard yesterday, and that one seems to be in an okay shape. Now this one is a little bit bent also, but it's not a lot, so we're gonna be unbending that by pulling it out, but it's not a big of a deal like comparing to this one. And then the hood was actually bent, and it's still bent. It seems like it's like an okay, but it's actually bent. Not quite sure if you can tell, but right here, this area right here is bent. I took the hood off. It's just 2 nuts on this side, and then 2 more on the other side, and then you just take it out. And the next thing that you have to do is, you don't have to take the tires off unless if you guys really want to, but you don't have to. If you come over on this side, on the splash shield, you're gonna look in the inside. I'm not quite sure if you're gonna be able to see it, but once you look in the inside, there's a 10mm. There's one on this side, and then there's another one on the other side. So you're gonna be taking that off, and then right underneath the car also, you have to take this off, like everything that is like the plastic cover that is mounted to the bumper. You have to remove everything that you see. Only that is the one that is attached to the front bumper, okay? You don't have to remove anything in the inside, just anything that goes around the bumper. Okay, so once you get those bolts out, don't forget that it was 2 on each side. I actually thought it was only 1, and then this one, it has to come out completely out, otherwise it's gonna happen the same thing that happened to me. It broke, but it's not a big of a deal because the piece is still attached in there. So once I put it back on, it's gonna be it's still gonna be able to grab it and hold, and this is not gonna be moving. And same thing, there's 2 more which I already removed, 1 and 2. Then once you remove it, you can actually move this so you have play to see in the inside. There's 1, 2, and then remove all these clips for every single one, and then you have to come over on this side, and there's 2 more screws. So once you remove those Phillips, there's 2 Phillips on each side, 1 and 2, and then 2 on that side, and then the clips that holds the bottom cover that holds that's actually clipping to the front bumper. You should be able to remove it. Now if your car has fog lights, just make sure that you disconnect the harness. What you do, you just press on this tab in the back. You just press down right here and then pull back, and then it should be able to come off. So remove this bumper and get it out the way. We're just gonna sit it right here, and we're gonna come over here. So now the next step that we have to do is we're gonna have to disconnect the battery first. Forgot to mention that, because we are gonna be messing with the airbag sensor, which is actually right here. Not quite sure if you can see it, but we don't want to deploy that. So we're gonna be disconnecting the battery cable, and we're gonna be at least waiting about maybe 5-10 minutes until all the computer shuts down and go to a sleep mode. But to be in a better safe mode, we're probably gonna be waiting about an hour. That's gonna give me time to go and eat some. But I'm gonna disconnect the battery right now, and then we're gonna start by taking the headlights out. Headlights are held by 1, 2, 3. It should be another one right here, but this one is missing. 4 and 5. So there's 5 bolts that holds the headlights. Same thing on the passenger side. So first thing is first, disconnect the battery cable. So we're gonna be using a 10mm for the headlights bolt. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, there should be one in there, but it's missing. And should be the last one. So once you get it completely all the way out, just grab all the bolts, put them on a place where you're not gonna lose them. And then just pull the headlight out. It should come out completely. Also, you're gonna have to disconnect it. So press this down, and then with your other hand pull this back. So let me do that really quick. There you go. So now I gotta disconnect, and we're gonna set this headlight right here, and we're gonna be taking the other one off. Same procedure. Okay, so now that we have the headlights out, the next step that you have to do is, if you come over on the radiator side, this one is actually missing. I'm guessing that it must have fell out when the accident happened, but there should be like a clip, like a lock clip on that side. And what you have to do is just basically pull this out and pry up. There you go. You see how it passed that little clip right there? You have to do the same thing on the other side, just like that, and then it should be able to slide completely out. Put it somewhere where you're not gonna lose it. And then the next thing that you have to do, make sure that you have this off, like you have play on it, because the condenser, it should have another one. If you take a look at it right there, it has another one just like the one that we took off from the radiator, which is this one right here. We'll be taking that off in a second. Right now we don't have a lot of space, but we'll have as soon as we start taking those bolts that holds this, all the big frame, you know, the big bumper frame. We're gonna be loosening all the screws up, and we should be able to remove the last clip that holds the condenser. So I'm gonna show you which one to remove. So on this side, we're gonna start on the driver's side. We're gonna start by removing this 2. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm guessing there's 15 of them. And then you also gonna have to remove this washer fluid reservoir, which is gonna be held by I believe it's just this one, and then another one right here, two bolts that holds the washer fluid, and there should be 15 of those screws that holds the front bumper metal, you know. So what size is it? It's gonna be a size 12. Yeah, size 12 for all of them. So let's get to work. Okay, so we have everything off already, as you can see. This should be coming off any second. Okay, it should be coming off any second. We have a lot of play now. Not sure if you can see, but it's still held by some screws in this side, so we're gonna have to take them off completely. Okay, so we have play now, and then the next thing that we have to do, we're gonna have to see. It's basically almost loose, but the only thing that is actually holding it is part of the condenser, and then also the ones that I show you on this side. So we had to remove this 1, 2, and then if you come over on this side, you have to remove the washer fluid too. There should be only one for the washer fluid, which is gonna be this one right here. So you don't have to worry about removing that one, but you do have to remove the one up here, because once you move it, like once you get it out, that's gonna be still bolted into it, so you have to remove it. So let's get to work and remove this last 3 bolts that holds them, and then we'll start removing the condenser. Okay, so now that we have everything off now, we have a lot of play. We can actually wiggle this now. You guys can see it's all free now. The next thing that you have to do is, you see all this cable that goes around, you have to pull them out of here. So there's like a special tool for that, but I'm just gonna be forcing it out. I'm gonna see if I can stick a screwdriver and get those to come back together, like pinch them and pull this out, and do the same thing for every single cable. Now there is one on the bottom, this one I'm gonna try keeping it, because I want to keep everything, you know, as original for the other one that is going on. And for the, I don't know if this is the impact sensor or if it's like ABS, or if it's the airbag sensor. I believe it's the airbag sensor, because it's actually yellow, so I believe it's the airbag sensor. And another thing that I also want to save, it's the latch right here. This one, it is not bad, it's not bent, it's not damaged, so I'm gonna be keeping that one. We're just gonna be removing the bolts right here. So it's gonna be 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna keep that one without disconnecting the cable. And then if you come over on this side, you should have another cable right here that goes into these little holes. So you just pry up, like pull up, and it should be able to come off. So let me just get this 1 and 2, and then remove the latch, and then remove the 2 bottom ones in here, the 2 bottom nuts that holds the ABS, the airbag sensor. And then once I get all the wires off, then we start working at the condenser. As you can see, it's almost off, but the reason why it looks like that is because it's hanging right now. But we have to remove the one clip, just like how we removed the other one. So let me take the wires off, and then we'll go with the condenser. Okay, so after removing those wires off the front bumper, like I said, I was gonna remove the latch, which I got the bolts out already, and I also removed the nuts that holds the airbag sensor. So before I remove that, you see this I don't know if it's a wind deflector, I guess, for the air. I don't know what is it, but we're gonna have to remove that. To remove that, you have to pry up. Let me try with this one, because that's bent right there. You have to pry up, yep, just like that, and then it should be able to come off on the top. And then just like how it came off on the top, it's supposed to come off in the bottom, and you should be able to remove it completely. So you have to do the same thing to the other side, because if you don't remove that, you're not gonna be able to pull the front bumper off without removing the plastic right here. So since this one is already bad and it's broken, we're just gonna try just about anything, you know, as long as it comes out. So I'm gonna be using some pliers or something to hold it on the top, and then once you hold it, we're gonna be prying out. So this is the one I was telling you guys. I believe it's the airbag sensor because it's yellow. So we're gonna be moving this out of the way. We're gonna be passing it through here. Okay. Just get it out the way. Once you get that out the way, basically the next thing that we have to do is pull out the what you call it, the front bumper. Now the cable right here, I was thinking that I wasn't gonna have to disconnect it, but I guess I do have to take it off, because if I don't take it off, otherwise all this latch is not gonna be able to fit through here to pass it to the other side. So I'm gonna have to unlatch it from here, but I'll do that in a second. First I'm gonna take this off. I'll pull up because it has to come off. Okay, so now in order for us to remove this one cable, you have to stick a flathead screwdriver underneath it, the gap right here. So just stick a screwdriver and pry up so it can slide up. Let me see if I can do it from this side. There you go, came off. And then over here you have to basically slide it out the hook, and then once you slide it out the hook, it should be able to come off. Just that easy. We're gonna sit this over here because we're gonna reuse that. I don't know if I reuse that or if I should just use the one that comes with it. I don't know. Pull the cable out, feed it through here. Now I already removed the one clip that holds the condenser, so you don't. I forgot to show in the video, but it's already off. So now what else? There's another cable right here, so we have to get this out. Just here, 1, 2, 3. So let me do that really quick. Okay, so I believe that we have everything off already. So once you think that you got everything off, you just pull out and make sure that you have another person helping you, which in this case I don't have another person helping me. And the only reason why I say you need another person is because of these lines right here that I was telling you guys about. You don't want to break them, so let me see if I can lift up, get them out the way. There you go. So we have it off now. Everything is hanging. Okay, we successfully pulled this out. We're gonna sit it right here next to the other one so you can see the difference. We had the old one, which is already bad and bent and damaged, and we have the other one which is used, but for me it's a new one. It's a little bit rusted, but that's okay. And this is how it looks without the front bumper having it on right now. So it looks kind of nice, you know, don't you think? Now, since we got that off already, we're gonna be inspecting to make sure that this is not leaking. This right here, it rained, so this is water, and that's water also, because it doesn't smell like antifreeze. The only thing that it did got damaged a little, it was that right there, but that's just where the air, you know, goes in to blow the, you know, to cool it down basically. So that's not a big of a deal. But if it was to be this passages, you know, this every single one of these, then I would say yes, we're gonna replace it. But it was only that, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, another thing that I'm gonna be doing since I got this off right now, it's always a good idea to clean that radiator. As you can see, it actually has a lot of debris in there, so we're gonna see if we can clean that. And then another thing that I also want to do, I want to see if I can get this straight a little, because it looks like an arch. Not sure how am I gonna do it, but I'm gonna see if I can unbend it a little and see if it works. Okay guys, so I started putting the other metal bumper on already, and I didn't did it on video because it took two people to get it on, and I couldn't set up the phone to start recording. But basically, to put it back together, you have to do same thing that you did when you took it off, but the opposite. So we're gonna start tightening all the screws now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, so now that we got the front bumper on already, you can actually wiggle it now, and there's no way that it's gonna come off because it's actually bolted already. So now the next thing that we have to do is fit the hood cable. We have to fit it back into where the hole was, which is gonna be right here, and it has to go behind the wind, or I don't know what that is. It has to go behind it, because then it has to come over to where the hood, the latch is. And then the next thing that we have to do is bring the airbag sensor back. You gotta be very careful with these things. Try not to hit it a lot. Okay, so you have to bring it, and it has to go right over here, but same thing, it has to go behind this thing. Okay, so I have pulled this up and then move it forward so I can pass the cable behind it, and I'm gonna be removing the one that came with it because I want to reuse the one that I already have, and I'm gonna keep that one just as a spare in case if I ever need one. I'm gonna have an extra one. But once you get that back on, then you have to come over on this side and attach the cable back to where it belongs, which in this case I'm gonna have to cut this one plastic. Oh, it's hard for me to show you, but that one plastic right here, because this wire already has its own one, so I don't need two of them in there. I'm gonna cut that, pull it out, and then make the wires to clip into the bumper frame. Okay, so I actually got everything back together. Now the only thing that I got left is actually the front bumper. That's the only thing that I have to put back on. But I went and put the hood back on. Even though the hood is actually bent, I'm still gonna leave it for right now, just for a few days, because I actually got another one at the garage, and it's actually sitting over here. Now I still have to sand that down, and I have to paint it so I can put it at the Nissan, because this is not bent and that one is. But I don't want to have the color, and also I obviously don't want to have the way the hood looks. I don't want it to have it on the Nissan, so I'm gonna keep the bent hood with the original color on it. It actually latch, it closes, it does everything just like a normal hood. It's just bent just a little. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the bumper back on, and just to give you a nice quick look, I'm gonna show you how the hood actually looks after I close it. So if I bring it down, it actually hits the side of the latch just a little. But if I press down just a little, it actually goes in. Now if I press even harder, it clicks. So right now the hood is actually latched, car looks okay, but the only thing that I don't like is the gap that it shows on the sides. Again, I'm gonna keep it just like that for right now, just for a few days until I get the other one fixed. On the driver's side, it doesn't look that bad, but on the passenger side, it does look kind of ugly. But it's gonna be much better than the way it was before, because having the other front bumper metal retainer, I don't know the actual name for this, but having the old one, it looked ugly and the hood was not able to close. So I'm happy that at least it closed now, just temporarily. And I'm gonna be putting a different hood on it with the kind of like a similar paint to what the original Nissan paint is. And so we're gonna call it a day basically. But that's actually how you guys replace that front metal bumper, and that's gonna be today's video. So if you guys liked it, make sure you guys leave it a like. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them down in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you guys are not a subscriber, I'll make sure to keep uploading more videos so you guys can actually subscribe to my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.